What's going on today, guys? Crown Garage back here again with another video. Starting today's video off on the road in the Ranger. Got that new Do It For Dale, new Mountain Dew flavor, the Summer Breeze or whatever it's called. It's pretty good. So, reason that I'm starting today's video off driving is because we're going to be revamping my old go-kart, my old childhood rig. It's always had a Subaru Robin 5 horsepower on it since before I was born, actually. So now we got this here. Not sure if you can see, but that's a Harbor Freight Predator. It's a 8 horsepower engine, 301 cc, and the thing's gonna rip. 3 horsepower is going to be a real big upgrade for the old go-kart, and I'm thinking that she's going to be a ripper. So I'll get back to you guys when I get home, and we'll get to pulling the old motor and installing the new one. Woo! Alright, everybody, out with the old, and going to be going in with the new. Looking pretty good. It's definitely going to be a big improvement. And this new engine is going to be a lot more moddable because there's so much aftermarket support for the Harbor Freight Predator engines that should be super fun. Definitely going to be revamping this old girl. Probably put some new tires on it and whatnot. The goal eventually for it is to, instead of run one of these regular horizontal shaft engines, put like a, I don't know, 600 off of like a motorcycle, or do a snowmobile engine. Possibly, if it gets a motorcycle engine, it can have a shifter handle with a hand clutch and everything. So, the thing's gonna be cool. I want to try to get this other one on here and see how it lines up and everything. Wish me luck. Right. So, this thing's kind of mocked up on here. Unfortunately, it's not gonna bolt right up. I'm gonna have to make a whole motor mount for it. It's gonna need to be lifted up so I don't have to modify a bunch of stuff because of where the valve cover sits. If it comes back any further, it just hits on that bar right there. So, and I don't want to cut any of that out because it's perfectly fine. So, from the looks of it, it's going to be quite a bit of modifying going on here. So that's the go-kart project. Been wanting to do this for a long time, so this thing ought to be pretty sweet. Moving on to the Camaro. I'm thinking possibly Saturday night, trying to bust some butt and get this thing done. I guess if I get this video posted tonight, which is Friday where I'm at, tomorrow is Saturday. So ideally, get the motor mount bolts in, get the motor tightened back down, get it to top dead center, then lift the distributor out, get it set back in, pointing cylinder 1, top dead center, blah blah blah. So the timing's kind of just base set correctly. Get the water pump on it, and then I need to pick up valve cover gaskets, so we'll have to get those. And then really I could just start going back together. I mean, it's really not that far off. Obviously the trans and the flex plate and everything's got to go in it, but it's really not all that much work. So kind of been slacking a little bit on the videos again. It's only been 3 days since I uploaded, but my content's been kind of behind. Um, this is just kind of like some random thing where I'm like, okay, like I want to do this now that I have a decent job and I got the money to do it. Because buying a Harbor Freight engine hasn't always been in my wheelhouse and my budget and everything. So more coming on this when I get the clutch and when I get more of an idea on where this thing's gonna have to be. It's gonna get an exhaust. It's gonna get a filter. Probably gonna get a remote mounted tank, like mounted up high somewhere. And then I'm thinking some sort of new seat for it, which would be kind of cool. And then eventually, ideally, probably convert it to a center seat setup, so there's only one seat, because the two-seater setup for somebody, adult sized is pretty rough. So and it's obviously it's made for kids and whatnot, but I'm not gonna get rid of this thing. I mean, I didn't buy it obviously because I've had it since I was a little kid, so I'm definitely not gonna get rid of it. And my dad's buddy that passed away that I mentioned in a previous video, he actually custom made the cages on this thing, so that's why one of the reasons I don't want to cut it and do anything to it. So I'll just make the engine work around it, ideally. So this thing should be pretty gnarly. The idea is going to be, eventually, like I said in the previous clip, I want to put a snowmobile or motorcycle engine on this thing, which is going to be a lot of work, but that would be so freaking cool. So, I hope you guys enjoy this video. That's a lot of just me talking and babbling on, but the go-kart build is going to be fun. We'll see where things go, if I can find a snowmobile engine and everything. But if I do get that figured out, this thing's going to be a monster. Because, snowmobile engine uses the same sort of, like, CVT, primary and secondary clutch sort of thing, like this previously had on it. I'm going to go to a centrifugal style for this, just because it's cheaper and easier to run. But yeah, once this thing gets like a wild engine, it's going to be crazy. And I'd like to put some sort of real suspension on it too at some point. So yeah, run a solid axle, but try to give it actual suspension, because the most that it has are these little springs up in the front where the steering linkage is. And when I tell you that this thing bounces you around and rearranges your freaking kidneys, like it is bad. Like it's like just static suspension, and yeah, no thank you. So yeah, again, here we are babbling. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Like, subscribe, dislike, whatever you want to do. Crown Garage out.